What's up, my man?
Drop the fucking gun! Jesus, fuck!
On Saturday, December 19, 2020, at approximately 12:27 a.m., LVMPD Dispatch Center received several calls reporting an illegal shooting in the area of the 2600 block of Cedar Avenue. A few minutes later, Officer Daniel Clark and two other officers arrived in the area of the illegal shooting. As part of the initial investigation, officers were walking through an alley looking for any evidence of the shooting. This investigation also included speaking to citizens that were in the area. As Officer Clark was walking towards a row of apartments located in the block of Mesquite, they observed a male, later identified as Donta Ford, standing in front of a door to the apartment. As officers approached the apartment, Mr. Ford extended his right arm and began to shoot at the officers. Both officers quickly sought cover, and Officer Clark discharged his firearm towards Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford fired a second volley of shots towards the officers as he ran back into his apartment. Then Officer Clark once again fired his weapon towards Mr. Ford. Additional officers arrived and established a perimeter around the apartment, and the situation was treated as an armed, barricaded individual. No officers were injured during the shooting. Our Special Weapons and Tactics, SWAT team, and Crisis Negotiations team responded to the scene in an attempt to take Mr. Ford into custody in a safe manner. After several hours, SWAT was able to determine that Mr. Ford was not inside the apartment. During the investigations, detectives were able to identify Mr. Ford as the suspect who fired the shots at officers, and this information was then subsequently shared with patrol officers. At approximately 7:30 a.m., an observant police officer observed Mr. Ford walking in the area of Eastern and Cedar. The officer was able to take him into custody without incident. Mr. Ford was not injured during the shooting and then was subsequently transported to Clark County Detention Center. See the officers walking down the alley towards Mr. Ford's apartment. And this is where they make contact with him. And the shots are fired. The officers take cover, move backwards out of the line of fire, take more cover, and begin radioing for assistance.
I haven't logged into it in a long ass time. Huh?
It's a big tool here.
Yeah. I haven't logged into it.
I have a sergeant here. He goes, "You're not in TCAX anymore." He's like, "Log in."
What's up, my man?
Drop the fucking gun! Jesus, fuck!
This is a slow version, and you can see his arm outstretched there with the firearm. If you can get that to, so there we go. If you look at the upper right corner of the screen, I know it's hard to see, it's kind of quick, but there's a still photo so that you can see. Mr. Ford's charges: attempted murder with a deadly weapon 2 times, discharge gun into an occupied structure, discharge firearm within a structure, and prohibited person in possession of a firearm.